Good morning. Welcome to Pagan Goddess Tarot. And today I am going to be doing the yearly reading for, let me see, the zodiac sign of Cancer for the year 2021. Okay. And I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm doing a different spread. It's called the Celtic Tarot. This is still, even though it's a zodiac reading, it is still a general collective reading. It's just a lot smaller portion. But the same energy applies. If it resonates with you, take it with you. If it doesn't, leave it for someone else. If it starts to resonate with you later, you're always welcome to come visit the site and rewatch videos. For the 2021 videos, I'm not going to do the extendeds on Patreon because I work 6 days a week. I have more than a full-time job. And I am, kind of limited for time frames. So I don't think I want to do extendeds on this one. And that way I can produce the videos, the other ones, the beginning of the year, the monthlies, that kind of thing. It may affect the weeklies, so please bear with me. Like I said, I work a lot of hours. Let me see. If you like the videos and you like my channel, please press subscribe, share, like, subscribe, and share. And then if you want notification of further video or future videos, push the little bell icon where it looks like it's dinging. And you'll be notified whenever I post other readings. Okay? Then we have to have the disclaimer. If you are under 18 years of age, you're supposed to not be on my channel. I do have full frontal nudity in my cards, although there's no sexual connotation. It's still nudity, and YouTube precludes the use of this channel by anybody under the age of 18. Okay? And besides that, I wouldn't typically read for anybody under the age of 18 anyways. Okay? So, let's get started. As always, I always pre-shuffle the decks. So, I'm going to get started with an oracle card. I use oracle cards because they're powerful messages in their own right. And they also work in tandem sometimes with it, most of the time, with the tarot. Sometimes they don't, but most of the time they do. So you have Turkey Spirit. And it's telling you to give with gratitude and grace. Okay, Cancer. Gratitude and grace. There we are. And then the next two oracle cards that I'm going to pull are from the Angels and Ancestors oracle deck. Sorry. We have the drum, and it's telling you to dream and journey. Okay. Give with gratitude and grace, and dream with journey. And dream and journey. Spirit, please guide my hands. Please guide my hands. Help me find the card for Cancer. Okay. And then it's telling you the Lord. This is similar to the Emperor card in other decks. And it's telling you to take charge with authority. Yeah. And there we go. Okay, so today I'm going to do a Celtic Tarot, Celtic Cross Tarot reading. Sorry, I'm very tired. Let's see. Cancer. All right. So, the significator. This is the person asking for the reading. That would be you, the viewer. There's a lot to this card. Okay. So this is the Nine of Pentacles. It's also known as the Singles card. This is a woman who, in her day, would have been she would have been a shocking woman. She did whatever in the house she wanted to do. There's a legend behind her, or history behind her. It's too deep to get into, but she basically, in this instance, she raises falcons, and she does a very good job of raising falcons. She's astounding at it. She knows everything there is to know about a falcon. She knows how to raise them, hatch them, everything, train them. Not a lot of people need falcons, but the ones that do go to her. She has superior because she works. She does it herself. She does it her way. She's single. She's prosperous, and she does things her own way. Okay. The nudity, it means that she is open, not she's not restricted by societal bonds. Okay. So let's get the environment. Celebration of life. Three of Cauldrons. Celebration of life. Can you see it? Again. And then you're crossed by the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a very practical woman. She's very earthy. She's down to earth. She likes her earthly pleasures, so you'll know that she probably has fine goods. Her house is her bastion. If you know, if you look at it in the old times, you know, when these cards are being depicted, this would be the woman that had a very she had her herb garden, she had her vegetable garden, she had her crops. Everything ran smoothly. She knew exactly what to do, when to do it, how to store it, how to, you know, everything. And that brought her abundance because she took the time to learn everything that she needed to know for her household or her kingdom, because she's a queen, to run efficiently and prosperously. Okay. And, you know, and she also likes, if she's going to produce it, it's going to be the best, or at least the best of her ability. So she's very kind. But she's not going to overgive. She's the woman that if a stranger would fall by her door and they were starving, of course she would feed them. She would feed them and she would lodge them. If they were sick, she would heal them with whatever her medical background was, because she would have been advanced with that. And but they wouldn't get to just lay around after they got healed. They would have to either become a productive member of the society for whatever they needed to do, or whatever their skill level was. Okay? So everybody is productive. I mean, within the age range, you know? Okay, so let's bottom of the spread. Wish fulfillment. Wow. Go Cancer. Alright, so you have wish fulfillment. These are all powerful cards. You've got a queen and two major arcana so far. So the star card, that talks about wish fulfillment. That talks about being balanced. She has one foot in the water, one foot on land. The water, she's watering, her pictures are going into the land and the water. So that means she's balanced. Her spiritual and material self are balanced. She's also part of the harvest. If you look at the little figure behind her in the tree, on the tree, leaning against a tree, that's the Celtic fertility symbol. She brings wish fulfillment. They would have wished for they would have wished for not necessarily a huge crop, but a very a substantial crop so that they could survive, not only survive, but thrive. Okay? So it looks like it's not only just wish fulfillment. I mean, this is an energy that you can be in. Like you're building, producing, because that resonates with the Queen. You're building and producing. And as long as you don't stagnate, that's not a bad energy to be in. Now, in the past, in the recent past, you have the King of Pentacles. Another abundant card. You have a king and a queen, by the way, so that's a matched pair. He brings abundance. He's in touch with his king. This is the guy that gets dressed, goes down to the pubs and the marketplace every day. He knows what's going on in his kingdom. And those people don't know he's the king. They just know he's whatever name he's using. Because that way he knows what's actually going on. He does have advisors and he does work with his advisors. But he does make things on his own judgment. The holly. The holly is blooming in the middle of winter, which that's what holly does. But the point is abundance. The boar's heads carved in the back of his throne. That would be abundance, because meat would have been very, very lacking. And even if you're vegan today, you have the other nutrients to provide for you there. They had to have the calories from protein, and they didn't know what we know today. So, and the girl is not just warming his feet. It's showing that he's entrenched in his kingdom. She's not really a servant girl. It's a symbol of his being humble and being in touch with his kingdom, the people of his kingdom. Okay. In the near future, this is the Page of Shields. That can be a message coming in. This can also be school or apprenticeship. She is very studious. She's looking at that shield. She is looking for any flaw in that shield. She knows everything about the shield. She knows the balance, the weight, how it's weighted, if there's any flaws in it. How did they do the design? Everything. She's very meticulous too, but she's learning. She's like in the apprentice mode. She's learning. Okay. Whoops. All right. Now at the top of the cards, we're going to do the crown. And this is the overall thesis, or the overall meaning of the spread. Okay. It's the world. So whatever it is, you changed a cycle. You changed a cycle. You're in the process of changing a cycle. And look what's coming in for you. You chose to be you. You chose to, and this again is indicative of this. Okay, so she would have been the page prior to becoming this, because she had to learn everything there was to know about raising falcons. And she's independent and she's strong. Okay. And that's where we get into some of these cards, which is, you have to give with gratitude and grace. Because somebody gave to you at some point. And even if you don't feel like they did, the universe gave to you. Okay? So you have to dream and journey. You aren't going from here to here and here and getting your wish fulfillment and closing out cycles without learning something. Okay? And that can also stand for an apprenticeship. But in this case, you are taking charge with authority. You have a king, you have a queen, you have actually a goddess. She was actually a goddess. You have wish fulfillment. She's a goddess too. So, and an apprentice. So, I think, and a celebration of life. This is kind of a good reading. So, if you look at this card, you have learned all this, but it looks as if you closed a cycle and you're looking at something new, and you are doing the same thing. You are learning everything that you need to know about this. Okay? And that could, and the card describing you in this is clarity. That's Excalibur. It's also integrity. It's the things that the beliefs of the Knights of the Round Table. Okay? Honor, integrity. But you have clarity now. You're learning. You're going to be in a learning situation. But you are gaining clarity. You have the King of Wands coming in. That's your environment. This is passionate. And when I say passionate, it does not always involve relationships, okay? You can be very passionate about what you do, like she is. She lives, eats, and breathes raising falcons. She knows everything there is to know about it, and she learns and teaches others, probably. Well, maybe not, but she can. That would be with that giving part. So your environment is very, very creative. Look at all that fire. Fire signs are known to be very creative. Okay? It doesn't mean you have to be. It's saying that that energy is there. And it's a king energy, so it's very powerful. Now, your hopes and fears is the Page of Cauldrons. So, you may be dynamic and you may be building something. You're definitely learning something. You're building something. Now, it may not be a business, but you're building something. You're being very creative. So your hopes and fears is the Page of Cauldrons, and that's some kind of communication. It's typically about romantic love. It can be about self-love, but it is typically about love. All right. And the most probable outcome is the Druid. The Druid is kind of like the Hierophant and other decks. They're finding balance. And so you need to have balance between your spiritual and your material self. These are also indicative of higher education. You may be planning on going to school. I see a lot of studying, learning, and whatnot. Higher education does not necessarily mean just college. It can be a structured education like college or trade school. Or it can be indicative of just learning, of knowing, reading, being the eternal student. It can also mean that somebody's coming in, or you will become somebody in a hierarchy. This is also the Pope card. So he would have run a highly structured business. That could be something that you're coming into. That could be somebody that you're going to meet. They could be in the military where they have ranks. In let's say somebody in business where they have, you have upper management, middle management, lower management, etc. Tiers, structure, ranks. Okay. But I think in this, it's a learning. It's learning how to create, how to build, how to, not just the knowledge, you have to be able to put it in practice. Okay. So I'm going to clarify some of these cards. Ouch. And these cards are, these readings are going to be a little bit longer. I mean, there's a lot more cards. So, we'll go from there. I'm trying not to make them too long, though. Alright, so the Three of Cauldrons. Oh, that's covered by justice. Okay. I'm going to pull these down a little bit, even if I have to move them around. I don't have a lot of space, but I love my little area. So you're getting celebration of life because there was justice. And you went into hermit mode, and that means you took some time and healed yourself, found your, and looked into what you wanted. You didn't even really have to heal yourself. You're celebrating life because you took the time to find your path. The snake is, okay, is a sign of fertility in the Celtic legends. And he's not worried. This isn't somebody that's worried. They're just finding their path. The guiding light there is a star. It's this star. It's the wish fulfillment. And it's illuminating the path forward. He knows what he wants, and it's illuminating his path forward. And the fertility of this is showing him the way. Okay? And then you have, let's go back up there and clarify the I think the 9 pretty much clarifies yourself, but let's just check it. Yeah, you were at a crossroads. Okay. Now you can continue on being the single, and I mean she's perfectly happy. She's not worried about anything. You know, she's content. She's not looking for love, but she's not opposed to it either. And that's what brings it in. She's comfortable and loving within herself, and that's the 10 of Cups. And that means that she's calling in love. So whatever you're doing, if you are at the point where you are that successful person and you're comfortable, you're not lonely, you're not actually out seeking love, it's just, if it comes, you're okay with it. And this showed you your path. It's justice. It's showing you your path. So to clarify the Queen, you're going to have clarity, and that's peace. That dove behind it indicates peace. You're going to have to be at peace with this decision. And you're going to have clarity, and that is Excalibur. Okay. And that'll bring in, that kind of energy is going to bring in an Emperor. And that's where you get your wish fulfillment. Okay? Your 3 of Wands is coming in. You have made plans, you've studied, you've worked, and you are calling it in now. This is your wish fulfillment. You're calling in whatever you wish for, whatever you set in motion, whatever you set your intent on before, you're calling it in. Okay? And you went through a lot to get to this point. It wasn't easy. Okay? But your ships are coming in. And that's why Judgment. That's why you got Judgment. Okay? Because of how you chose after it, how you chose to be when there was a lot of adversity and conflict. Okay, and that's why you get this. So, this is the Page of Pentacles. This is going to be in your recent past. Now, you may not know that this has come in, but your recent past has a king. You've crossed paths with and or have attracted a King of Pentacles to you. And now he's coming in to offer you a pentacle. This is a gift. This can be monetary. This can be whatever. When we talk about the king, that could be a male or female. It's just the energy of the king. The king's energy is different than the queen's energy. Whatever it is, this one is either interested in helping you succeed in your business, whatever that might be, your future, your offering you a raise, giving you a promotion. It can be things like that. So, because at some point you were in your head, you're not sure about this, you weren't sure. But that is what the intent is. And that Nine of Swords is mental anguish. So that goes back to this. You went through a lot to get to the point that you're in, that you are. So, but you have to get out of the mental anguish and understand that you did cross paths with somebody and they are coming in with an offer of some sort. It is most likely. It can be business, but it might not be. But it's going to help you close that cycle. And that's judgment. And that means spirit is guiding this. Something you've done, something you set in motion is guiding this. Okay? And this shows that you're holding on. Okay? And if you're holding on in this type of energy, that's all right. But if you're clinging to the past or to the pain, you have to release that. Okay? Let's see about the page. Yeah. This is the moon. So, to get out of this energy, okay, not that energy. To get out of the Nine of Swords energy, which is mental anguish, and get to where she is at, you're going to have to face your fears. All right. But the moral of this story is facing your fears. It's also facing your wild side and your tame side, because there's a dog on one side and a wolf on the other. Okay, or a coyote. Looks like a wolf. And you're coming up out of the lake, and that lake is the lake that King Arthur's sword Excalibur came from. The Lady of the Lake threw it to Merlin. He put it in the stone, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But there's not only just good things down in that lake. There's a lot of nasties down there. There are monsters down there. And you're coming up out of a lake that's filled with monsters. And you're afraid to walk between the wolf and the dog. But keep in mind, if you can see close, I don't know if you can see it very well, but the dog and the wolf are howling and looking at the moon. They're mesmerized by the moon. So if you walk right past them, you know, you don't have to worry about the wolf being at the door. He's at the door, but he ain't paying attention. So you can walk past your fears, okay? And this will turn you into this queen, okay? She is not, she's considered cold and calculating. She's not really, because if you look, she's carrying a sword. Yes, she can be. She's not going to put up with any bull. She's been through a lot, but she has doves all around her. She's coming in peace. She's prepared for war, but she's coming in peace. Okay? And she has clarity. Okay? She has clarity. And that clarity is that you are the mother. This is the Empress. This is nothing but nurturing, caring. This is the goddess. This is the giver of life. She produces all life in abundance. Okay? And somebody sees you as that. Somebody sees you as that. And again, you have a matching set. You have an emperor and an empress. This is wild. And the Three of Cups, you have that again. That's the second time. And that's a celebration of life. Okay. King of Wands? King of Wands. Okay. Sometimes they call them the devil card, so I don't think this is toxic, though. I think this one is just passionate. That card can also warn against allowing a relationship to become toxic. Okay? And I don't think it is. I think this one in particular is going to be passionate. And again, because you are the Nine of Cups, you're quite content, just like the Nine of Pentacles. You're quite content. You've mastered all these things. The only thing you're missing is love. And you're not really missing it. You just don't have it, but you're not out looking for it. You're quite content with where you are. You're happy. You're really, I mean, like really, truly happy with your life and who you are and what you've built. Okay? And you're okay if the 10th cup comes in and brings you happiness, but you're okay if it doesn't. You're not out actively looking for it. But when you get into this energy, that's when love comes looking for you. It comes out of nowhere. And speaking of coming out of nowhere, you're getting a message about love. Okay? And this is the world. Okay? If anything that this will change this. This brings in the new cycle. Okay? You've worked very hard. You've done a lot. You have an amazing reading, Cancer. It's bringing in the world. Now, it's the King of Cauldrons. I mean, the Page of Cauldrons, which is love. But they may present as that creative partner first. And then the love comes in. And basically, you've done everything that the oracles, but keep these things in mind. These are very, very pertinent to you. You have to give with gratitude and grace. You can't build it if you can't dream it. Excuse me. And take charge with authority. Move forward. It's your life. Be the emperor. Be the empress. And you will meld your material self and your spiritual self. And see, at the base, that's the egg and the snake. That's very prominent in Jurassic culture. Okay? The snake is fertility. The egg is the new beginning. The rebirth. The birth. Okay? And it's like you're giving birth to something creative. Something creative. And you're going to balance. It's creative and wealth. It's abundance and love. Okay? And it's telling you here, there's a couple of meanings to this card, but I'm saying here, don't look back with regret. Whatever you left in the past, leave it in the past. Don't look back with regret. Because the Knight of Cups is coming forward. And at the bottom of the deck, if you missed the creative part, you have the Ace of Wands. And that is a creative, it's a passionate new beginning. And that is creative. There's no passion without being creative. So that can mean not only passionate relationships, it can also be passionate, like you're passionate about something. You want to start a business, or you like to dance, or you're a painter and you're passionate about that. That's bringing you an absolutely new beginning, because you definitely closed out a cycle. That's an amazing reading. So, and it's also a very long one, and I'm so sorry, but these are for the whole year. So, I mean, I'll try to keep them a little contained next time. And the Archangel messages, The first one is clairvoyance. It's Archangel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So to me, it looks like you have love and abundance coming in. So you're learning something and you're building something, or you have been learning something. And when you were at that crossroads, you chose to let go of the mental anguish and move forward. And you're being, ouch. Sorry, there's just no graceful way I know of to do this. I don't know. It's just, you closed a cycle. It helped you do that. And now, I mean, you're taking all those lessons and you're taking the time that you learned and you are melding this into the Druid or the Hierophant, where you have higher understanding, you have clarity, you have love, you have creativity, you have abundance coming in. It's amazing. Even though the page brought that in. Creative writing. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or a book. And even if that's not your thing or that's not what you're working on, it's a good side note. You should do that. It may be something that would inspire somebody that will follow you. And this is compassion. It's Archangel Zadkiel. Soften your heart with respect to the situation, all the people involved, including yourself. All right? And when you get the clarity, I found that, like, I worked in a very, I worked in an environment that wasn't very nice. Let's put it that way. They were very brutal. It was extreme. It was excessive competitive. It was cutthroat. Let's just get down to it. It was cutthroat. Okay? And it bothered me and it upset me, and I went home and I was upset all the time. And then one day I got clarity. It's like they can't really do anything to you. All they can do is put you in this mental thing. And then, that's how they make people quit. And if you're not ready to do that and you understand them, if you understand them at a spiritual level, they don't bother you anymore. And then you can actually have compassion for them, be kind to them, even though they're not kind to you. And I found in later years, that as I run into people that were doing that to me, by having compassion and still being kind, it didn't mean I was stupid. I didn't put up with any crap. I'm just saying. But I was very kind to people. And there was a situation that came up later, and I was just amazed at how many people I had touched because I had done that. That's a very, very powerful, powerful card. I mean, and I wasn't doing it for anything. I was just astounded at how many people I had touched. And I think sometimes if you go back and look, you might find that you've done that too. So, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'm sorry it's so long. But like I said, this is for the whole year. So, I mean, you've got an amazing year ahead of you. And I hope you like it. So, if you do, please hit like, subscribe, and share. I know I harp on it all the time. Get the little bell icon. But you would not believe how exponentially it grows a channel. And it's a young channel, so we need help. So thank you, and I hope you have a great day. And thank you so much for watching.